What I like most about my job is that I can create something that makes women happy, create beauty, and make some changes in life. When you make a shoes like this, and women go, wow, this is so crazy, this is so much fun. I mean, it's like, I think that is already a good message, you know? You're uplifting people and emotions. I think that's a great concept to sell with a product, because in the end, a shoe is not a product. But I don't sell just a product, I sell something else on the product. So this is my goal in life, you know, just to get more than just a product. I think that when you work and you're designing, and you really have to enjoy it, because that joy in the end has to transmit to that end consumer, and that end consumer have to really feel what I felt when I was creating that product or that design. You know, even though people, they say, well, fashion is not art, it all depends how you create and how you want to infuse your message into that product. When you're really working, you know, with little pieces and shapes and colors and all these, and then creating that message, you know, what do you want to say with that? I think in the end, it's part of art. I consider that as art. And so I really have to enjoy a lot when I'm working on design. I design shoes for all kinds of women, and sometimes I myself get surprised. You know, sometimes I find very young women wearing my shoes, and then I see some really mature women wearing my shoes. And basically, I think in the end, that kind of woman is the woman that really is very self-confident, you know, and she's really looking for something that she says, oh, this is me, you know. So I would say that the woman that I designed for, she's very independent. Well, first I was in design of clothing design, and I studied clothing in Japan, and then I worked also for a fashion designer in Japan. But then I really wanted to go into arts, because fashion was a little frivolous for me. It was, I couldn't identify very much with that. And so I went to New York to study sculpture. And even though I really liked sculpture and I could really get the shapes I wanted, I was very good at my hands. But every day I was very dirty and, you know, with my overalls, you know, full of dust. And I was missing fashion. So I said, how can I combine both worlds together? And that was shoes. So I always try to avoid that shoe design. But in the end, I was like, yeah, it's true. You know, sculpture and fashion, that's shoes. And that's how I started shoes. And since then, it's been my passion. When I decided to create my own brand, I already had my 3 kids. They were very little. And my husband, he's a factory, shoemaking, the sole factory for the shoe factory. And I always wanted to design and have my own brand. That was something that not all designers have that, but I'm sure most of them have this idea that You know, you want to express fully what you are, and that was my ultimate goal. You know, to have my own brand. So I just thought that I couldn't lose this opportunity, and yes, that's when I started. Beauty and aesthetics are the things that involves life. You know, I think it's the highest level of living and life. I mean, it's even in a conversation. If you don't have beauty in the conversation, it gets solid and hard. You know, so beauty it's not just in the product. You know, it's not just the clothes that you wear or, you know, the hair that you have. It's about everything. It's I think it's basically, you know, a way of looking at things and wanting to put more or less beauty in it. Well, my next goals are clothing. Of course, I'm going to continue doing shoes, but lately I'm kind of excited about clothing. Yes, I would like to launch a small clothing line and create like a full fashion concept with my shoes. And yeah, it seems very fun to me. I like to think that I'm myself a very strong person, and I have my weaknesses just like everybody else. But definitely, I try to unite my strength with other strong people. You know, when I say strong, it's not just about, you know, just being like, have good temper or, you know, it's not just that. It's really moving the right effort with intelligence, with looking for the greatest good for the greatest number of people. So that's for me strength, you know, when you unite for a bigger cause. So, yes, so in that sense, I consider myself a strong person. I like to say that my life is quite full. It's not just about shoes, it's not just about work. It's also my side of helping people, you know. And that's where I spend a lot of my time in it. And the results are so beautiful and the results are so great when you see lives of young people that are drug free now, or you know, families that are united again, because you know, we have to input some values back into society because it's getting lost every year. It's almost like you're losing more and more of those morals and those things that, if you follow correctly, it makes life happier and it makes life easier to everyone. So since you don't live alone, you really have to help everybody to be happy yourself. You know, I mean, it's like I can't be happy myself without, you know, helping others or seeing other female people or other families that are all broken up. You know, I could not never be happy with that. So I have to help more. That's my thing.
The happiest moments are the simplest moments in life. And that's it.
And that's it.